Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be drawing a nose once again, except this time I'm going to try to draw it realistically and detailed. Now you may ask, why are you drawing a nose? And that is because I can't breathe out of mine because I'm down or sick or something right now. So I'm gonna try to draw a nose. Last time I drew just a bunch of noses, just messing around. This time I'm gonna try to draw just one specific nose. Trying to get some where I think the shape should be first. But we're gonna go ahead and add the little hole. This is like a side view. I could have done this from front view considering I am doing the whole nose, or I am like shading it correctly, but I think noses look kind of weird from front view, so I wanted to draw it from side view. But this is not exactly the correct type of nose and shit, so we're gonna... I barely erased it at all. That's fine. We should be doing a little bit more, like, this should be a little bit bigger and rounder right here. Maybe not that big, but that's fine. We just need to get some rough, like, body in here for a nose. Right, that's good enough for now. There's an eye right here, and like part of an eye right here. That's the nose, so some area right here. Maybe do this. The hole is always the part that I feel like I mess up. While I was drawing yesterday, I kept feeling like I was messing up the hole on the nose. But it's looking alright this time. Not exactly like amazing or anything, but not like bad, so there's that. Alright, that is technically the correct shape, but that is... it should be wider. Why am I drawing this so vertically? This line is like nearly like straight. I mean, not really, but like it's not vertical enough. The nose isn't long enough. It's too short. So that means I gotta erase it once again. Try to lengthen it. Even though I don't wanna, but I gotta, because it looks wrong. Alright. Let's go ahead and go like this. That looks like the same. What if I just back this part up more? Like this, kind of. Well, that looks like a really big nose hole. That's not exactly correct, but you know, I'm gonna stop erasing and I'm just gonna like throw down a bunch of shit and just try to make this look good. Because that's honestly what I usually do when I'm drawing realism, is I just throw a bunch of shit down until it looks good, and then I shade what's there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna try to throw a bunch of shit down until it looks good. Maybe erase a couple things here and there, but we're not restarting this. We're just gonna do the whole thing. Try to get darker lines in here where it needs to be darker. This, there, that's a nose. Doesn't look like a nose though. Why doesn't this look like a nose? What exactly is it about this that is making this not look like a nose to me? Is it the lack of other things? Is it the lack of shading? I'm gonna try shading this correctly and see if shading it will make it look more like a nose. Because at the moment, this isn't really much nose-like. I kind of wish I was shading with a pen right now. I feel like shading with a pen is much easier than shading with a pencil. I don't know why. But I just feel like shading with a pen's a lot easier. And I don't even really draw with pens that much. Could just be the pen I'm using. Could just be all pens. I don't really know. But I feel like I struggle when trying to shade things in with pencil, but then with a pen I can get things to look really good. You know what? This should be like all the way fucking out here. No, that maybe. I don't know. This should be like this, but it's not. Why is it so close? Why am I drawing this so close? I'm gonna blame having a stuffy nose. Is that the real reason? No, I don't exactly see how those even correlate together. But I'm gonna blame it because it's a stuffy nose. I can blame whatever the fuck I want on it. I don't like it. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's just grab you because you have a big eraser. And we're gonna erase this whole thing right here. Even though I was just shading that, we'll go ahead and get rid of most of those lines too. Alright. I definitely should have looked up how to draw a fucking nose. I'm sure I've seen a video on how to draw a nose before too. And I just don't remember because I've seen a bajillion. How to draw hands, how to draw eyes. I've seen millions of those videos, and I never remember any of them. Alright. It's because I'll watch those videos, but then if you want to retain the information, you kind of need to use that information. That's how you retain information. That's how your brain works. The more times you repeat something, the more higher of a chance you're gonna remember that thing. But I don't do that. I'll hear the thing and be like, huh, cool, and then I'll continue scrolling on YouTube or whatever. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this in here. There we go. There we go. That's not exactly perfection, but it's not terrible. We're going to try to stick with this, even though I'm not necessarily a huge fan of how it's currently looking. We're just going to try to stick with it, because I kind of am slightly tired of drawing and erasing and drawing and erasing and drawing and erasing the same thing for it to look slightly different each time, but relatively the same. Go ahead and add some color out here too. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, go ahead and go like this and this and this and this. This on here too. Perfect. All right. Is it actually perfect? No, but we can say this stuff because it doesn't really matter. All right. Let's go ahead and shade in this whole nose very, very lightly, and then we can actually try to add a little bit of shape to it. And we'll try to add some highlight to it too, even though I don't usually do that. I kind of just add darker areas for the most part. But we can try some new things out today. It's not like I'm doing anything else. It's not like I need to hurry this video up. It's not like you're going anywhere. If you've made it this far, most likely you're not paying attention and you're probably going to watch the rest of this video. Alright. Alright, there's a very shitty, not the best shaded in, because there are some kind of holes in here. But we're going to try to get everything a little darker now. I could just get the areas that need to be highlighted. I could just like erase them, but I kind of want to shade around them to make these areas darker and that area still light. If that makes any sense at all. I have no idea if what I said even makes sense there. But basically what I'm trying to do is just make the whole nose darker whilst just not shading over where I want the highlight to be. Alright. Go like that. Go like that and that. I did kind of want to highlight up here, but I might have to erase a little bit then. I wanted to highlight like up there, and a little bit like right here too. Right, there should have been a tiny bit of a highlight here too, which I did intend to actually do, I just kind of messed it up a little bit. Now, go ahead and go like this. Shade this area even darker. I'm kind of just coloring this in, not even really shading this that much, aren't I? That's fine. Let's go like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and just color the whole thing in, and then grab the tiny eraser and go bibbidi bobbidi boo, here's the highlight right there. Because what I was doing wasn't really working out, so we're just gonna do it the way that I probably should have done from the beginning. There we go. Now this nose. That's definitely a nose. Nose. But I don't like that alone very much. It's fine, but I'm not a huge fan of what this looks like. So I'm also gonna add an eye right here. I have drawn a realistic eye enough times to where I can count that on one hand. So this is gonna be something. But I've never drawn an entire face before. I've never drawn actually any features together in realism. I've only ever drawn all these features separated. So, and I'm still not gonna draw like a whole face. I'm not adding a mouth. I don't know how to draw a mouth. I'm not gonna add... what else is on your face? I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I'm not gonna add all the details. I'm just adding some. This probably should have been a bit more rounder, kind of. Like how it's gonna be shaped. But, you know, it's fine. It's not meant to be perfect. Alright. Let's go ahead and go right here. Right. And then we can add some lines in here. Add some lines like this. And then we'll add a shine right here. There we go. That's not exactly perfect, but it's actually kind of way too small. I should have drawn that bigger, um, but that's fine. That's kind of funny looking. Should I draw another one? I might as well. I mean, that only took like a couple of seconds. This one will take longer because there's more eye to it, but also I'm not gonna spend like a super long time on it because I still don't want to spend a super long time on it. There we go, there's that, but I also need to add this bit, the part your eyelashes come out of. And then for this one, I need to add the eyelashes, which these eyelashes aren't perfect, but I do feel like I can draw relatively good eyelashes, but that's also because I think eyelashes are pretty easy to actually draw. I'm obviously not a professional at drawing eyelashes because I don't really try to draw realism that much. I just think eyelashes are pretty easy to draw. This doesn't look perfect because I'm kind of trying to go fast, but, I think the eyelashes on the other eye that I drew are pretty diddly dang darn good, honestly. These ones are slightly lacking, and they could definitely be better if I were to slow down, take a little bit more time to make sure each of them were good, but I'm not doing that. One thing that I do know, if anyone's trying to learn from this, if you want to draw eyelashes, one thing you can do is actually cross your eyelashes. Like, I don't know how to exactly explain it, but if you cross the eyelashes, it'll look a little bit more real if you do it right, because your eyelashes actually do cross themselves. So it could look a little real, could not look a little real. I don't know. It depends on how you do it. You can do it right, you can do it wrong. I didn't do it the best here. These eyelashes kind of look a little iffy, if I'm being honest, on this eye. I think they look really good on this eye, but on this eye, it kind of just looks like spider mess. So, wasn't, the best thing in the world, but that's also not a circle, and it's too big, and it's circle, and it needs to be what is it? Is it an ellipse when you turn a circle? I think it's an ellipse. It needs to be like that. Alright, we'll go ahead and get rid of these lines, because they are not needed, because they shouldn't have even been there in the first place. This isn't exactly perfect either, because it is a little bit more ovular than I actually wanted, but that's fine. This whole eye is kind of incorrect anyways. Who cares, though? It looks kind of funny. They're not even in the right place. This is fine. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and draw the eye in. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, here's the pupil for you. And then we're going to go ahead and add right there as the highlight. Go ahead and add some squigglies. And then we'll go ahead and try to add what's essentially like the color parts, kind of. And this whole eye just doesn't look as good as the other one, does it? It's fine. And there's an eye. Is it perfect? No. Is it terrible? No. Is it the best one I've drawn? No, I've drawn much better eyes, actually. I've actually drawn some pretty decent eyes when it comes to realism. But this is not one of those eyes. It's not terrible. It's not amazing. But it's not the best I've done. But it's also not the worst I've done. I've done much worse. I mean, I was like 3 years old at one time. I have drawn with crayons. Have made terrible drawings with crayons. Alright. There we go. You know, I have crayons right now. They're like right over there. I should totally do a page in my sketchbook with just crayons. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Alright, I'm done. I threw my pencil behind me. This is a nose. That's 2 eyes. I like that one. That one's fine. Not the best. Okay, bye. I don't know what else to say. Bye. Bye. Leave.